I'm glad I did. So you look here, you go back to July 13th. Actually, let's go back in more than a month. Let's go back 6 months. 6 months ago, Moderna stock was trading with about 123 and 130. Now it hit a peak of $484. That's huge. That's insane. If you go back 5 years, let's go back to, let's see, November 22nd, 2019, Moderna stock was $20 a share. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Are you looking at the screen? Sometimes I pause because I need y'all to just kind of meditate on the simple stuff so you can understand where the money resides. See, you got a lot of broke folks out here talking about they can't find money. Well, let me show you where the money resides. Let me show you where the money was at. And this was a stock that we talked about. We talked about Moderna over a year ago. So look at this, $20. Look at Moderna now, $413. Now today it's at $385. $20 to $385. That is insane. That is ridiculous. That's so much money. And some of you have Moderna, and I know I did. I literally bought it and forgot about it. I kid you not. And that's the beauty of investing, is that sometimes you get these amazing touchdowns where you go buy something. I think about a couple grand worth of Moderna and didn't even think about it. Next thing you know, that stuff is like shooting up like crazy. And I was like, oh, do I own any Moderna? I'm going through my stocks. I own probably, 400 or 500 different companies, maybe 200. I don't know. I own a lot. And I was looking through, and I was specifically looking for Moderna. And I said, I was like, Alicia, we own Moderna. Look at this. Look at this. So all I got to say to you guys is that stock market investing consistently, this is why this is why rich people seem to have more money than they should. This is why a lot of them have so much money. I can tell you, as a financial expert, as a finance professor, stock market investing was my area of expertise when I wrote my dissertation. That's the wealth gap. That's your wealth gap, not just your racial wealth gap. That is the wealth gap for all Americans. And that's something that you want to pay close attention to. Now, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. Please do that. We're building Black-owned media. And I also want to remind you guys that today is the last day that you can actually join for a steep discount, our new crypto investing club. We have a crypto investing club in the Black Business School. You can actually go to theblackcryptoclub.com, theblackcryptoclub.com, and you can get a 48% discount that will last now and forever. And there's also a 14-day free trial where we're going to meet once a month to do crypto stuff. You can invest as a group. There's a Facebook group, very active Facebook group, and there's also a ton of curricula. So if you want to get good with crypto, feel free to take a look. Go to theblackcryptoclub.com. Somebody please type that in. Okay, next point I want to make on this, hit the thumbs up button, please. A few quick things I want to mention to you also is when I was going through my notes, don't sleep on the Delta variant. That could change everything. But if the Delta variant doesn't change everything, you've got really, clean skies ahead in terms of the stock market. The $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill is a very big deal. $3.5 trillion budget is going to be a big injection of money into the economy. That's going to boost up a lot of your companies, particularly your companies that are invested in anything related to the future, like electric vehicles or clean energy or whatever, right? So a lot of these companies are going to do well. There's a $1 trillion infrastructure package as well that's coming through. So a lot of money is being spent, which is going to increase the risk of inflation. Inflation is just a natural byproduct of a speeding economy. The problem that you might have, though, is that if this Delta variant takes off too far, it could actually kill the cash cow for the economy, which is corporate earnings. Corporations are making a ton of money. So if you have a reduction in earnings in conjunction with high inflation, you could run into the boogeyman, which is stagflation. Stagflation is when you have a stagnant economy and high inflation at the same time. You don't want that to happen, but it could happen. Things do happen. The big question people are asking now is the Fed going to taper or not taper? Meaning, are they going to slow down the liquidity or keep it going? But right now, they're putting a bunch of money into the economy through what they call their bond buyback program. They're buying, I think, $120 billion a month in corporate bonds or in government bonds and stuff like that. And they're pumping all this money into the economy. The question is, are they going to stop doing it? When they stop doing it, you're going to see a little bit of a drop in your stocks, because when the government starts pumping money out there, the corporations get the money first, right? That's why you want to be a stock market investor, because you want a piece of that bread. Alicia just told me this morning, actually, this is really something that really is reiterating my push for you guys to make sure you keep your kids off the corporate plantation or don't make them dependent on the corporate plantation. She said 44% of all jobs pay an average of $18,000 a year. Did y'all know that? Give me a yes or no if you knew that. 44% of all jobs pay $18,000 a year. You can't really live off that. Even a two-parent household can't live off that. You could, but it's hard. It's really hard. So what you want to do is you want to link up with the people that are that are making all the money, and that's kind of what it is. How do you know when to sell? Wanda, that's a good question. I don't sell when I don't have to. I sell usually because I either found an investment that I want to make where I move my capital to a different place, or I sell because I just need the cash. Maybe something comes up, maybe Alicia and I want to take a trip or whatever, but I don't really have a plan to sell my stocks, because this is something, a secret about rich people that maybe they didn't teach you in school, is that a lot of rich people are doing something now that they call invest, borrow, and die. So a lot of rich people never sell anything. They never sell. It's like owning a farm. So some people have family farms that they bought in 1845, right? And so basically they buy the stock, they borrow against their assets so they don't have to sell them. So you say, hey, I got these assets as collateral. Can I get a loan? So they get the loan that funds their lifestyle. And the money you pay back, and the money you receive from the loan isn't going to be taxed because it's a loan. And then they just hold the assets, they pass them to their children. And then their children don't have to pay capital gains tax on all the capital gains that the assets picked up during the course of their parents' life. So your parents could buy a house for $100,000, hold that house for 50 years, and then it's $1 million house. Then they give it to their kids, and their kids don't have to pay taxes on the whole $900,000 of capital gains that occurred during their whole parents' life, right? There's a reset button that happens. So again, I'm not a tax accountant. I'm not a tax attorney. I'm not an accountant at all. I'm not a tax expert, but so you may want to confirm all this with your tax advisor. But the reality is that this idea that I'm going to buy it until the price goes up and then I'm going to sell it, that really is something that is that's just not really how real solid investing is supposed to work. Your goal is to own assets and to keep them. Like if you have a child, you don't have a child and say, well, when can I get this baby back? Right? When you have the child's here, right? So some people look at their investments like a new child. Like, I just took on this new piece of property. I just bought this new asset and it's mine, right? Now, again, though, it doesn't mean people don't sell and move their money around, but don't get in the habit of buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, because that's how people end up losing money and going crazy. All right. And paying a ton of taxes while they're doing it. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. A couple of quick notes I did see is I mentioned to you guys how these SPACs are problems. SPACs are special purpose acquisition companies. I think Shaquille O'Neal's associated with the SPAC. A lot of celebrities are. They use celebrity influence to get people to overbid for these companies. They set up SPACs to get around the IPO process, because the IPO process, they ask too many questions and they're really specific about the information to make sure you're not duping anybody. Well, SPACs kind of take a shortcut. Well, whenever you take a shortcut, there's a downside to shortcuts. And so a lot of these SPACs are getting sued right now. They're getting sued because whenever the price ends up plummeting, like it goes from $50 a share to $10 a share, there are shareholders who look back at the data and say, wait, you didn't tell us about this, or you didn't tell us about that, And so with SPACs, a lot of that SPAC ride is ending. The Securities and Exchange Commission just issued a warning to a lot of these SPAC companies to say, we're going to start enforcing on this. This is going to be a problem. And a lot of these companies are starting to listen. And so that SPAC wave has really dropped. I think the number of SPACs, special purpose acquisition companies, ways to go public without actually having to do the IPO process, I think the number of SPACs dropped in one quarter by about 90%. So SPACs are getting sued. And I knew this was going to happen, because when people start losing money, people start going to court. And that's pretty much what's occurring with these SPACs. Okay, guys, I got to go. Hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe button. Also, don't forget, like I said, tonight at midnight is the deadline for you to join our new Black Crypto Investing Club that we have in the Black Business School. So it's a club and a class. So you can do group-based investing and connect with other investors, but also you get to learn. You get to sit with crypto experts as they tell you what they're buying. You get to invest with them if you want to. You can do blockchain projects together if you want. You can also connect with the curriculum. The curriculum is extremely good. In the Black Business School, we are first class. We are the best HBCU in history, because we don't teach you how to get jobs. We teach you also how to create jobs. We teach you how to own assets. We teach you how to build wealth. We believe in the Black core of three. The Black core of three is that we believe Black people should, as a condition for our freedom, educate our own children, create our own jobs, and support Black businesses. When we start doing that, that's when you'll start seeing the wealth gap shrinking. You just saw in the Wall Street Journal where they said that the wealth gap is not shrinking with more Black people going to college. It's actually going up, because those Black people going to college are going too deep in student loan debt. The cost of tuition is going way, way up. And so basically they're just giving a bunch of money away to white people. Plus they're not getting the skills to do what Black people need to know how to do, which is to create our own industry, create our own businesses. So we are more built on a powernomics based philosophy, which I think is what makes us special. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes us different. So if you'd like to join the Black Crypto Investing Club, just go to theblackcryptoclub.com. If somebody could type that into the chat, I'd appreciate it. It's theblackcryptoclub.com. So somebody typed in before we go. All right, guys, let's see here. That's pretty much it. Nothing else really happening here. I'm going to check back in a little bit later. And please hit that thumbs up, share, subscribe button on your way out because we're building Black-owned media. And also tell your family members about the platform and what we're doing because we really want to help as many people as possible. And don't forget that the All Black National Convention happens at the end of October. So if you'd like to get your tickets for the All Black National Convention, go to abnchotel.com. That's where you can get your hotel space. The tickets go on sale next week, actually. So you can go to abnchotel.com. So take care, guys. I'm out of here, and I'll see you soon.